Let's do it. We got enough of everybody here. What's up, everybody? Turn down the music a bit. Ooh. Wow, with the nice fade out, the end of the song. How cool. How cool. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. This Friday, Whiskey Friday, after Halloween. Still makes it Friday because it's Friday. There you go. Calendar says so. We're going to do a little bit of new product discussion, what we got coming out. Got a lot of shiny goodies in front of me. A little bit of Woodford Reserve mixed with a bit of Willet because it was leftovers. You know, nothing wrong with whiskey leftovers. We're also going to talk about instructions. And when the instructions say to torque something to 12 foot-pounds, and when somebody uses something like this and then says, hey, it won't stop spinning when I torque it down, but the instructions say 12 foot-pounds. Can you get to 12 foot-pounds with this? It was interesting. We'll just jump right into that. So this is a sway bar end link. It is an adjustable sway bar end link. This one's already relatively tight. Not completely tight, but let's loosen that up. Loosen that up a little bit. We'll loosen this one up. So what you do with this, the intention behind a sway bar end link or an adjustable sway bar end link, as you guys can see here, is that this goes on the sway bar. This goes on a firm attachment point, sometimes the upright, sometimes an offshoot of the lower part of the damper, any number of things. And the idea is that this gives the sway bar its ability to move up and down in the car. You use an adjustable sway bar end link so that when you corner balance the car, you can take the preload out of the, there we go, preload by adjusting the length from one corner of the car to the other and corner balance it. So you put it on scales and you raise or lower the spring perch to move the car's weight balance so that it's evenly weighted on all four corners. Great. You then use the adjustable sway bar end link to take any preload out of the sway bar, because if you lower one side of the car, let's say the side opposite the one you're sitting in, and you raise the side that you're sitting in, the sway bar might actually be in some amount of torque. So one side might be higher than the other, and you'll have preload from the bar pushing one corner of the car into the ground or away from the ground, et cetera, et cetera. So when you get these adjusted, they have these little collars. These little collars have a little bolt. This is called a pinch collar. And the pinch collar, I don't know how well you guys can see this or not, but hey, there you go, that's good. The pinch collar contracts around the threads, making it such that that it can't turn anymore, i.e. so that it can't grow or shrink anymore. Is that mission critical on this part? Not really. It's nice so that it doesn't wiggle. But in general, it's not going to be able to make full revolutions because it's attached to the car in both places. So this could spin potentially, but even that's going to require some force to get it to move. So this one's quite tight in there. Okay. So anywho, we've been selling these for a while now. These aren't new, probably 2-3 months. We've had a number of folks purchase them, install them on their car, no issues, nobody has problems. Interestingly, the few times that we have had problems, thank you, we have had issues have been big name shops. Kind of surprising, quite honestly. So we started to figure this out, that when we've asked guys to torque them, A lot of very seasoned techs will just, quote, snug them down. Okay, so for instance, this one's loose and it's spun out. We can snug this one down with this teeny tiny wrench that is likely one of the ones that might be grabbed. And oh, wait, it didn't tighten down. Hey, there's something wrong with your part. I need to send this back. Can I get an RMA number? I need to send it back. My tech can't tighten it down. It won't tighten. These are the words we got from somebody this morning. It won't tighten. Okay, well, in the instructions, it says 12 foot-pounds. You saw me tighten it with this little tiny wrench. How many foot-pounds do you think that a grown man at this tiny wrench is tightening this down? Oh, yep, see, you tighten it up, still moves. Oh, shit. Part's a hunk of shit, send it back. Or maybe we should grab a torque wrench and follow the goddamn instructions. I don't know. Maybe we should try that. Maybe the people that made the part might know a little more than you do about it. I don't know. It's possible. So, I know you can't read it, but it says 12. What's amazing, and I'll share the story here in a second, is Caleb demonstrated exactly what's happening out in the world earlier when he was grabbing all this shit so that we could go through it all. I think I have this one tightened. There we go. Okay, so if I can hold this together without breaking myself. Okay, you heard it buzz, you heard it beep. Oh wait, it doesn't fucking move. How about that? So now it's tight because they did the instructions the way they were supposed to and got it to what was in the instructions. I had to do this because, you know, this has happened a couple times and we're just like, what the fuck? What do you mean it doesn't clamp down? Yes, it does. So, instructions, follow them. Hey, how about that? Don't slather it with anti-seize and then call me and say that it doesn't torque down because now it's a wet torque. If you're gonna slather it up with anti-seize because somebody else's poorly made parts need them because they're not actually made with anti-corrosive or plated parts to prevent that from happening, then, you know, maybe adapt accordingly. Just keep briefing it down until you break it, and then you broke it, and then we can talk about why you broke it, and we can move on from there. How about that? So yeah, sway bar end links. Now that I've lost all of you yelling at you, and not that I needed to yell at any of you, I'll move some of this stuff off the screen. We'll leave Boba Fett over here. Nope, not talking about your shop, Larry. They were good. They were good. There we go. Off. There we go. That's off so we don't kill the battery. Titanium tie rods. Ooh, shiny. So these are extended tie rods. Similar idea on the pinch clamp. So as a motorsports design, you got a double pinch clamp so that as you extend these out to adjust for tow on the front of your car. I'll come back to custom wheels for the 4RS. That's a good question. Sorry, I had pizza for lunch. Extended tie rods are something that you need on the front of almost every one of the GT cars. As you adjust camber farther negative, you begin to run out of length and run out of threads and adjustment for the stock tie rod. So these are extended so that you can get tow back in spec or intentionally out of spec if that's your jam with a little bit of tow out. These have been available from us for a while. Check the website. We have a basic track package that includes front and rear sway bar end links so that you can get the car adequately corner balanced, take out the preload, and a set of titanium tie rod ends. And these allow you to get the basics back in spec once you have set your car up for camber more appropriate for track use. So, what else? We have some other goodies, and I'll come back to the wheels because where I'm getting to with these bad boys are appropriate for custom wheels. So we were going to show how little torque it needed with a little tiny stubby like this, but I thought that was just a little bit borderline ridiculous. No, this could be what's being used. I don't know, but I was also going to be a little bit more flippant than I was. I chose not to be for brevity's sake. These are offset rear upper shock mounts for 981, 718, 718 4RS, all versions of the cars. And these are offset in such a way so as to bring the shock more inboard to give you more room. I'll get this out of the way, my face, my pretty face. So that you could put wider wheels on the car. The rear tie rod, tow rod will need to change. We are in the midst of doing that so that on the 4RS we currently have 305 series tires on it without having to do much on 19s. This should allow us to get 325s on it without too much trouble. So 325s on a 718, 981, 718 4RS chassis would be really, really cool. That's a lot of rubber in the rear. So we also have 992 GT3 upper mounts. We have 991 GT4 RS and cup mounts. These are also the front of a 981, 718, and 718 4RS. These have about a 1/4 degree more camber in them, static, than the stock parts, than the RS or cup car parts. And lastly, we have rear 991 / cup car parts, 992 rear parts. These will all be now included with our own spring package and MCS dampers moving forward. So these are finishing up and on their way to us. The springs are in the midst of being ordered, and we'll be ready to get all of these out into the world just in time for Black Friday, y'all. It's coming. Black Friday's coming. Why is it Black Friday anyway? I thought History Month was, isn't that in August? That's what I mean. Oh, that's right. Numbers turn black. Because, you know, businesses lose money all year long so that they can have one big sale and make money. That seems to make perfect business sense. Yeah. Aye, aye, aye. Yes, that is correct, Philip. Thank you. I had temporarily forgotten that. The aerodynamics will be available. There we go. See how I saved that? Aerodynamics. That was a full-on stall. I got stuck in the mud there for a second. Our aerodynamics package for the 4RS is coming together as we speak. The lip and the... I'm bouncing around, Justin, sorry. The lip is finishing. The air curtains are finishing. Oh, yeah. Those. I'll give you a chance to find those pics here for a second. They're somewhere. Yeah, air curtains. That's a good one. Yeah, there you go. That's fine. You can do that. So, we can talk about these for a second. If you guys can see these. So, yeah, that's the one. But we'll get to that. We had a couple different versions of aero for the 4RS. One is the complete package. Complete package is going to be, you take that air curtain. Can you zoom back out for a sec? Oh, you're not doing the zoom. Yeah, that's just a video. Yeah, sorry. There you go. Just pause it there for a second. Perfect. The big air curtain in the back that comes on the car stock, we would take that off. We would, we'll come back to that. So the air curtain would come off. Our carbon air curtain would go on. You can flip to that other picture if it's convenient. There you go. These are the first ones out of the mold. So our carbon air curtain goes on, then the carbon lip goes on, and then the full carbon 4RS dive planes would go in the holes left by the stock air curtain. So for guys that are going to do a full splitter on the front end of the car, that makes sense. For guys that just want dive planes on the front of their car so they can get a little bit of extra, that's kind of a lot to have them chew on to do that. So we had Hodovoje in Croatia knock out a variant of our dive planes that go around the air curtain, stock air curtain. These are just the lowers. The uppers go around it. Do we have a picture of the whole thing from him? Give Justin a chance to find those. Nope, that's 992. But we'll jump back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that. All right, that's fine. So you got a picture of the lab rat somewhere with just dive planes in the front? Perfect. Just kind of zoom in on the front corner and we can show them what's up. So 285s on the front. I think if we limit the steering travel, we can get there. We wanted to wait until we got the car up on the rack to get it all apart. Even 265s on the front of that car with 19s are really quite lovely. Ted was running out of rear tire at Thunder Hill well before he was running out of front tire. With he's also a good driver. I'll say it that way. He isn't going to wear out the fronts very quickly. So you can see the front dive plane would clear the factory air curtain, and it would just adhere to the car with VHB, same as our current dive planes. The lower would go around the air curtain, and that gives 4RS guys who aren't going to go full aero package the ability to get some dive planes on the car. We also have a gurney flap coming for the stock wing. That mold is getting finished up probably here in the next couple weeks, and then those parts will be available. The wings should be, there you go, there's the gurney flap. The wings should be available. Valkyrie wings for the 4RS will be available here. You could place your order now if you so chose for carbon uprights and full Valkyrie wing. They'll be shipping, I'd say probably middle of the month. They're getting finished up now. So lots and lots of goodies for the 4RS finishing up. That is in addition to goodies that we already have. I'll let you want to pull up the pictures from Instagram of Mr. Smith's Guards Red RS, 991.2 RS? Yeah, that'll work. So this is Mr. Philip Smith's 991.2 GT4 RS down in South Africa. So he has been running time attacks, and I'm not sure what these arrows are pointing out, but that's the mounts for the splitter that weave and bob around the factory mounting points and go to the structural members of the car, the bumper mount in the very front of the car. So the splitter is hung with absolute care, and you do not have to worry about that splitter moving, budging. You guys have seen us jumping up and down on it in the past. It's very stout. So he's the first commercial product installer, I guess, installation of the commercialized 991.2 GT4 RS Aero. We've got a couple others in the pipe that are getting shipped out. We'll also get one to our friend Mr. Seth Thomas out in Atlanta, so his will go out here shortly so that he can get all that installed on his car and go fast at Road Atlanta. I'm excited to see what he does with it. What else? I'm running through everything really quick. Barreling through it all.
You're talking too much. You're not drinking enough whiskey.
Fucking A, right? I'm stumbling on my words as it is because I had pizza, so I'm kind of on a carb high right now. Well, let's give kudos to Mr. Christian and his beautiful pastel orange 4RS. Very jealous. Very jealous. Congrats, Christian. He picked up a nice car. He got a good deal on it. It's a really, really super high-spec car. Didn't have to spend much over MSRP for it. PTS, all the goodies. Christian may look to add some sauce to it. He says the exhaust is a little quiet, so maybe licking his wounds from purchasing the car. Maybe by Black Friday he'll be ready to pull the trigger, move forward on some other goodies. Speaking of Black Friday, our plan is to start Black Friday next week. So that means now that I've said that, no one is going to buy anything from us between now and next week. So we may as well start it now, but we're not going to start it now. There are some people who are still going to buy things regardless if they're on sale. That's weird, but yeah, it happens. We're in shambles. Nice. Oh, yeah, yeah. We are in a bit of a back-ordered situation as we come into Black Friday, so the boys are scrambling to try and catch us up. We do have a number of plans in play to make sure that we are not back-ordered by the time we start the sale, so that's good. At least for 992 exhaust, everything else is in stock, so. I did my rant. Will we be selling the custom wheels to fit 325s at the back? We are already in discussions with Forge Line. They are waiting on us, essentially. So they're waiting on us. Charles is going to join us from the heckling seats. Once a couple things to be able to check to see if the 325s are going to fit. We've got to get the car taken apart. Part of that project is to do the CAD and do the bump steer curves and optimization for the rear tow rods that Charles is going to draw. That's coming after we finish the 4RS muffler, so that that was the big one we forgot. Yeah. Roll that footage. That was a big one we forgot. Yeah, we got the very first, we'll call it alpha production muffler put together. Took about a week to assemble and weld. An aerodynamic stall, word up. Yeah. Right? It's a nice touch to paint them orange, isn't it? Oh wait, it gets better. We're just gonna vaporize the money. There you go. And then these boys have some fun because, you know, once you get it, get the cats hot enough, it'll fuel, and it gets technically in cat protection, which means it overfuels, the fuel dumps in, it hits the cat, and it ignites. And you get fire! God, I know, right? You can't rev GT cars like that. They break, right? You can't do that. Jesus. You got to break them in slowly, and you got to baby them. And you can't use these cars like that. They're very fragile, very, very fragile. You can't do that. You can't make fire. You can't hold the revs at like 8,000 RPM for a minute and have it like get glowing. You can't do any of that. Bad things happen. Actually, no. They generally take to it just fine. And the ones that, quite frankly, run like shit are the ones that go to Cars and Coffee and go home and get parked. The ones that go and get the piss beat out of them are the ones that run great. Until they don't, but that's Porsche's problem. So, oops, we broke it. Hey, it's still under warranty. You said. All that said, the muffler is coming together. Charles has been working literally day and night trying to get the final internal production pieces finished so that it does not take us a week to build these. Because if it takes us a week to build one, we're behind before we even started. That's not good. That's not a place we can be because Solomon will quit. He'll be like, no, fuck that shit. I'm done. I'm out. Yeah, brother, you ain't a slave. I don't see a ball and chain on your ankle. How did we get to this? This is 2 times. Damn. Right? Hashtag canceled. Hashtag canceled. The boss is canceled. You got to call Heather. 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 Heather is our imaginary HR representative that we all get called to on occasion. So muffler's coming. We are literally just about finished with everything, all the major things on the 4RS. Not everything. We've got a couple other things that we're going to finish up. Hodovier is coming here middle of the month. He's working on deck lid. Then he's working on for the 991 universal deck lid so that we can put swan neck wing on it. Huh? Who's our way for the blockers? Oh, Hodovier is our Croatian CAD engineer, design engineer. He's been fucking fantastic because he comes to us from Siemens. He worked for anyone who's in the biz knows who Siemens is. They're a big software company. They're actually a big giant company that does lots of shit other than just software. But he ran their help desk for 5 years. So when you had a CAD problem that you couldn't figure out how to use their software, he was the one to help you figure out how to draw the crazy thing that you couldn't figure out how to draw yourself. Which, holy shit, how did we end up with this cat? But he's like, I'd much rather work on race car shit, and he's super excited to be working with us, and we're super excited to have him, so it's like peas and carrots. It's perfect. Charles keeps loading him up with good stuff to do. Every time they chat, he's learned something, asking right questions, moving through, so thank you for joining us, 1, and for 2, kicking ass. We're getting a whole lot of shit across the line that we didn't think we would be able to otherwise. By the end of the year, we'll probably have 3x the products finished that we would have without him, which is great. Because it quite honestly, it leaves Charles with the challenging design problems, and we can just literally give a pile of shit that needs to get drawn to Hodovier, and he just knocks it out. So he's also going to do the 991.2 Cup exhaust redesign. As things go, you take an engine that produces a certain amount of, we'll say horsepower per liter. You know, it makes a certain power density, and you put headers on it for that power density, and you're able to get good differential pressure between, you know, the intake and the suction wave that is put together from the header. And as you're able to reduce inefficiencies in kind of, we'll say, the top side of the engine, give it stronger differential pressure, well, now you have more mass flow that you have to deal with because you're producing, you've gotten the engine to the point where it's sucking in more gas, it's requiring more fuel, it has to push all of this shit out. And if you don't re-engineer the exhaust, then you're kind of pushing against resistance you don't need to. I am reluctant to use the word back pressure because it's the wrong fucking word. Not gonna say that. You're not able to eject the right amount of mass per unit time. Is that a better way to say that?
I mean, the simple way is saying the headers don't suck anymore. Don't suck enough.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, I suppose that is a more eloquent way to put that. The headers don't suck enough. We need headers that suck more. Get on your knees, headers. What meme are we looking for? All right. So he's going to come in and do something pretty trick. We're not going to fabricate the headers. We're gonna back pressure. Yes, thank you. From ancient aliens.
At some point, that's gonna be me out there, right?
Yeah, right. That's gonna be back pressure.
Math, bro.
Math, bro. So we're gonna 3D print the entirety of the new cup headers, which is a new toy that we've been playing with, both from a design standpoint. We've been able to identify and kind of optimize around a material set and a 3D printing method that is cost comparative to how we fabricate a number of parts. And that's giving us a lot of design freedom that we didn't have. Hey, yeah, literally. Yeah, you should totally put that up there. This is for later, but it's not. I'm sorry, it's not wrong. That's not wrong. It's not wrong. Could have been any 911 at that point, but you know. What's that? No, that's not. Sorry, GT car. That Dakar is a really cool Carrera 4S with the ride height adjuster spun all the way up. So anyway, we're going to be doing some cool shit with the cup while he's here. He's going to scan it. He's going to design some stuff. It's very likely that we get a chance to go after the 4RS plenum, which is something that looking at the gains Charles was able to achieve with the muffler, which he's been a dog with a bone the entire time with that car. He's like, this thing's fucked up from the factory. The exhaust is too long. We can fix it. We can make it better. And every single thing that he has done, that car has gained power. Like every single thing. And right now we're looking at it peaks at 8,200 and it rolls off 60 wheel horsepower to redline currently because of a lot of reasons: resonance, intake resonance, inefficiencies in that part of the engine map. Mainly it's intake resonance. And so if we can get bigger plenum, slightly different resonance in the manifold, larger throttle body, we might be able to get it to hold power to redline, not die and fall on its face. It's not likely that one gets intake runners right away. We're going to do all that on the cup car because 4RS tuning is still in its infancy. It's not close to ready. 991.1, 991.2, those cars will get intake runners before 4RS, 992, GT3, and GT4RS. Also, those other cars have another restriction we have to deal with, the ITBs. So that's another giant fucking expensive thing that we'll have to deal with, how we make it so that you guys don't have a coronary when we're like, hey, we can get you 40 wheel horsepower more, but here's the rub. Sorry. Shit's expensive, bro.
Don't need your first one, we just need your next car.
Yeah, we just need your next car allocation, please. Speaking of car allocations, cue the meme, would you? There will be a 718 GT4 RS for sale come March, April of next year. So all of my bitching about not being able to get a 3RS, somebody was listening. So, and thank you, somebody. I appreciate that. A number of Dundon loyalists came to our rescue, my rescue, whatever, and got us a toy to play with. So I am still of the mind that the 3RS, let me back up. I am still of the mind that gentlemen who paid $150,000 over MSRP for a $330,000 car, i.e. $500,000, are not going to be keen to take all of the stock parts off of it and add our parts on it. That said, there are others who are going to use the car as advertised that do not give a fuck and will want 19-inch wheels, will want motorsports dampers, will want the aero to perform better than it does from the factory, which, quite frankly, I don't know why they would want it to perform any better than the factory. It's fucking insane from the factory. But that's what we're here for. I mean, the exhaust is already happening. We've got like more than a dozen of those installed in 3RSs all around the world as it sits. It would be nice to have one of them on our dyno, though, to at least get an idea of how much horsepower the car makes stock and what we can get out of it and where the other things might lead to for us to improve on the thing that Porsche is giving us. So that's super exciting. It's very likely that we won't actually baseline the car stock. We've got a couple guys here that are very good drivers, will not likely change their car much from stock. Brian Cookie doesn't typically change his car much. He might put a gurney flap on it, maybe, on a DRS wing, maybe. He might put some dive planes on it just to feel like he bought something from us because he's one of the homies. But he's fast. He just about won Pro-Am in Ferrari Challenge in Italy. He almost won the championship, except somebody punted him. And this is some bullshit. I'm going to share this. This is some fucking, I don't know if you guys know what happened with this. So, Ferrari Seattle and Ferrari Beverly Hills were in the hunt for the overall team championship. They were separated by like 4 or 5 points. So, and all the homies in the local track chat were all fired up last weekend when this was going down. So, Brian wins his first race outright, gets outright pole in the first race, like faster than the pro guys. And then he and Robert Perina, I'm going to say his name wrong. Robert's the pro and for team Seattle, and he won the race, and Brian won Pro-Am class. Groovy. And then somebody else came in third. So they were way in front in the points. Second race. Gentleman that went on pole is from Team Beverly Hills, also competent, and he's a pro. Robert was in first. Brian was in second again. This other pro was in second pro, but in third overall behind Brian. Last lap of the race. Last lap of the race. He unnecessarily gets so close to Brian that he punts him, and it's intentional. He comes off the brakes on Brian's quarter, right behind him. Brian's on the brakes, he comes off the brakes, hits him in his essentially a pit maneuver, pushes Brian right off the track. Brian then finishes 8th, and because he didn't finish first in Pro-Am, the team did not come in first. Team Beverly Hills came in first. Lots of hubbub, bub, lots of hubbub. We all think it was done intentionally, because fuck that guy. But if that guy has a GT3 and he would like some parts, call us. You know, I'm just saying, you don't have to be a Ferrari bro. You can come back to the good side. You can buy some German shit. Anyway, what's up, Mr. Max? Anywho, does anyone have some questions for us on this fine evening? I have run through, I believe, all of the things that I had to speak about. Yes, Roberto. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's reminding me.
Kimmy and Charlie and probably not Lydia.
She's still, is she healthy?
No, she's probably just on it right there.
Ah.
You know, iPad's probably dead. She's conquered taking over the TV.
Oh, nice.
So she does that.
She just takes over the TV and watches what she wants?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like, even if you're watching, like, she came up here, she would just grab the remote.
She just grabbed the remote?
That TV and just change it. So.
Right on.
Yeah, sure.
Got a set of your Cayman GT4 RS tie rod ends last week. What does it improve on the car? Brother, you just got to rewind to the front. Watch it from the beginning. I know. I saw that. So, what does a tie rod do to improve the car? Tie rod by itself doesn't do a jack shit to improve a car. Doesn't do anything. It says titanium. It's titanium, so it might be a little bit lighter. What this does is when you add camber to the car, the typical GT car does not come with enough threads to be able to push this out far enough to get toe back in spec when you have added track width to the front of the car to maintain, to do it safely. We'll say it that way, to do it safely. So if there's enough thread engagement when you do adjust the toe out back to spec or slightly out of spec if you want the car toe out to turn in better, blah, 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 blah. That is why you put an extended tie rod on the car so that you can increase the camber and the track width and have the car still be safely put together in the front end, maintaining toe is the gist.
You should show them how many threads are on the rod end.
This one?
Unthreaded.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a minute. You can go a long, long, long way. This was intentional. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. I'm getting there. There we go. Now it's part. So the idea being that as you drop the parts, Solomon was going to make a diving catch.
He's the certified installer.
Are you certified installer? Yeah, it seems that you are. They're reverse thread, aren't they? Yeah. I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. It's the other way.
He's gonna see how long he's gonna take for us.
Right? All the camber. So that's what you need. That's what you need those for. It's for a work customer that's tracking a car at Road America. Well, there you go. Now you can sell them to a number of folks who are tracking their cars because they all need them. What else? What else, boys? Oh, we have a new team member. Come on over and say hello, Robert. Robert's joining us. Bobby!
Hey guys.
Hello. He's a brat boy. He likes all things rotary, so he fits in fine. He likes things that break. Throw you under the bus. The GT4 equivalent front aero is the same, brother man. You are ready to go. So Larry's asking 4RS front aero, how much modification we have to do to release the GT4 equivalent front aero? It's done.
Modify the credit card.
Modify your credit card. Make it have a larger balance. Then you are ready to go. Yeah, it's all set, Larry. The part of the solution that we did to the GT4 RS by eliminating the air curtain made it a double dip, made it so that we could use the same parts on the GT4 because the GT4 air curtain, essentially we remade that part in carbon to put on the 4RS. So you would be able to use those same parts, put it all in the car with the lip and the full splitter, and yeah, you're ready to go. Because honestly, you've got MCS, you've got the big wang, you're good to go. You and Simon. Simon's the other one. Simon needs MCS with the wing, Florida guy. So yeah, those are finishing up right now. There we go. Doing good. Doing good. Not even 5 o'clock. We were gonna go to Laguna. We decided not to go to Laguna because we need the car here, and that's literally during Black Friday. And if Ted's gone during Black Friday again, my wife will literally strangle me because I feel a Black Friday charge on my credit card, brother. You know that's coming. You know that's coming. I appreciate that. You might be the first one for the GT4. You might be the first one to get a splitter, which would be fantastic. And testing at Coda will be dope. Oh, what's the 992 cup lap at Laguna on the sim? What'd you guys get it down to?
I did 123 or 4. I can tell you.
123 or 4?
Oh, Laguna?
Road Atlanta.
Yeah, we were running.
Okay, so they were running Road Atlanta, Taj. They did 122, 123?
I didn't do 122.
No?
It was fast, though. It was like a high 123
It was.
or a low 124.
I love this. It was fast. It was not a 122, but it was fast. 123.3. So let me relay the story because this is funny. We'll come back to this. So some of you guys that missed the beginning, I was bitching about learned technicians that don't understand how to use a torque wrench when the instructions say to use a torque wrench. So we've had a couple shops write to us now and say, hey, your sway bar end links don't tighten down. Really? Okay, that's curious. Yeah, flipping a cup at Road Atlanta would be bad. I can imagine where that happened too. So we imagined that they were using something along these lines, and they were just snugging it down. So we demonstrated this. Caleb was helping to organize the show and tell for today. And he came to Charles' office door holding this wrench and torquing this down, and he got it hand tight, and he's like, fellas, it still moves. And literally Charles and I were looking at each other and we're like, customer complaint confirmed. Got it. Don't use a little tiny penis wrench. This is not something you would use on your wife, so don't you. That's weird. That went a really horrible place. Sorry. I'm sorry. I will. Yes, I need to. Heather. Anywho. Where's the mute button? That man has had too much. Cut him off. Especially as Charles is saying hello to his children. Ay ay ay. So if you use a proper torque wrench. With the proper setting, and you put the torque wrench to tighten, then you can actually see how much more you have to tighten it to get. I did. Bzz. Not even close, brother. Just too high on life, and now it doesn't turn. How about that? So, customer confirmed to be a dipshit. There you go. If he was on this, I would tell him the same to his face. Don't say my shit doesn't work right. Don't say that it won't tighten or use words like that when we are also not dipshits on this side and can also use a torque wrench. So do just try just a little bit. And if you're holding a wrench like this in the picture when you're trying to torque it down, then I'm not even going to acknowledge it. So, yeah. Yes, Taj, I think a short video in that vein, maybe less accusatory, more helpful is probably not a bad idea. So, yeah, literally, you could just take that clip right there and be like, public service announcement. Don't let Jamie call you a dipshit. Don't be a dipshit.
You tightening it and the torque wrench and that works.
Right? Yeah, and with no words. With no audio. My mouth will be moving, but no audio. Don't play any of it. Yeah, perfect. If you use this one, bad. If you use this one, bad. Yeah, anywho. Hmm? Mmm.
I think you need to just use that.
You know, it's sad because we want some of these big shops to actually like and use our parts. You know, they move a lot of cars through them, but God bless. There's a point where you're like, you know, I can't help you. If you're that stuck, I just truly can't help you. So we did customer complaint confirmed. Recreated. I'm gonna try and hey, got a little mixtures, brother. Double oak is a little woody. It's not my favorite, but with some Willet in it, it was all right. I had a little blended a Jamie Bop blend. It was delicious. Diluted with a whole lot of ice. It's crazy. So Seth's comment to me about that E.H. Taylor barrel strength from the guy that we're going to get some of that. I didn't get that order in this afternoon. I'll probably do that over the weekend. He's like, you need a lot of ice in that because that shit comes in hot. He's like, you do not drink E.H. barrel strength, E.H. Taylor barrel strength. Just sip it. It'll singe your eyebrows off. So, yeah. Philip's like, bring it. MS-109, sipping that shit for breakfast. I love it. 100 and what proof? 109. Ooh, I like it. Ooh, MS-109 as a whiskey would be dope. An automotive branded whiskey brand. That doesn't go well together though. Drinking and driving and all that, but yeah, I guess. High test, eh? All right, y'all. Anybody else got anything? I got some burgers to order and a little bit more whiskey to drink before the evening's done. And I can't drink any more whiskey while I'm here, so. Well, alrighty then. Taj and Alex are going to get Black Friday across the line. Look for emails going out probably Wednesday next week. The gist is 10% off most things, 15% off a few special things. Yeah, we're going to ring that fire bell and get the game going. So it's time to turn it black. Make it black, turn to the black, make it. How does that work? Fade to black, yeah, fade to black. That's probably better for me today. Fade to black. Fade to Justin welding with really cool shots. Is that salty welding? Good night, y'all. Take it easy.